Hello everyone! Welcome to Electrifying Economics. I'm Manisha, and in today's video we're going to be talking about price elasticity of supply. Before we start, I just want to say I'm so sorry for being so very inactive. I was actually very sick in the start of the new year, and then when I came back to school I had so many tests and a bit of catching up to do, and I did not get time to record, shoot, prepare material. I was a little bit active on Instagram, but now I'm back. I don't know if I'll still be able to be very active because it's very hard to create material and still be active. But I will try my best. But I hope you guys enjoy my content and you guys find it helpful. But without any further ado, let's get into the video. So as you guys know, today's topic is price elasticity of supply. Let's get started. So price elasticity of supply is the measure of the responsiveness to changes in the prices to the change in quantity supplied. So like PED, there is a formula for PES as well. So PES is calculated by percentage change in quantity supplied over percentage change in price. Price elasticity of supply is always positive because the price and the quantity supplied are positively proportional. So this basically means that as the price increases, the quantity supplied increases, and as the price decreases, the quantity supplied also decreases. Like if you guys remembered in PED, as the price increases, the quantity demanded decreased because of the law of demand. But here in PES, because of law of supply, because the suppliers or the producers want profits, so as the price will increase, they will have the profit incentive, so the quantity supplied will also increase. Remember, we always keep ceteris paribus. Ceteris paribus is basically all the other factors are constant. That's always the assumption in economics, unless and until told. So there are two types, like general ones, two types of changes. They're like a PES. So elastic supply. So this is when the change in quantity supplied is more than the change in price. So like the percentage change in the quantity supplied is more than the percentage change in price. So PES therefore is more than 1. Inelastic supply is, however, when the change in quantity supplied is less than the change in price. So this is when the percentage change in quantity supplied is less than the percentage change in price. So in this, the PES is between 0 and 1. All of the values are positive. This is how an elastic supply curve looks like. So as it's more and more elastic, the line will become more and more horizontal. This is how an inelastic supply curve looks like. So as the supply gets more and more inelastic, the supply curve will become more and more vertical. So special case PES, like we had in price elasticity of demand, we also have special case PES for supply as well. So perfectly inelastic supply. So any change, this is the definition, like the explanation of what perfectly inelastic supply is. So any change in price leads to the quantity supplied being the same. So therefore the PES is 0 because the percentage change in price is there, but the percentage change in quantity is not there. It's like nothing. So nothing over something, so 0 over something is 0. Perfectly elastic supply. So this is when at any price the quantity supplied is fixed. So PES is infinity. I will show you the graph. It will be easier to understand for all of these cases. And unit elastic supply. So this is when the percentage change in quantity supplied is equal to the percentage change in price. So this is when PES is equal to 1. So it's basically the numerator is the same as the denominator. So this is equal to 1. Like 2 over 2 is 1. 5 over 5 is 1. Yeah. Okay, let's look at the graphs. Perfectly inelastic supply curve looks like this. So as I told before, as the supply gets more and more inelastic, the supply curve will get more and more vertical. And this is perfectly elastic supply. And as I told before, as the supply will get more and more elastic, the supply curve will get more and more horizontal. This is unit elastic supply curve. So this is basically the percentage change in quantity is the same as percentage change in price. As we see, 20% change in quantity, 20% change in price is equal to 1 if you put it into the equation. Here, perfectly elastic supply. So at the same price, we have, like, suppose the price is $10, we have infinity of quantity supplied. And for inelastic supply, we see that at any price level, the quantity supplied is the same. In perfectly inelastic supply, we see that at certain quantity, at like 10 units, at P, P1, and P2, the quantity supplied is same. Some of the examples could be like theater movies. Like if you're like, there are like fixed theater seats available. So even if someone gives like more money, then you can't really expand the theater seats in the short term. But in the long term, it's possible. But that will be talked in the determinants of supply, which we'll talk in a bit. So yeah, all of these special case PES is very unrealistic, to be honest. Determinants of PES. So there are 4 determinants or factors, non-price factors that affects PES. The time period, the amount of stock or the ability to store the stock, the level of capacity, and the mobility and the cost of factors of production. Let's get started with explaining what these are. The time period. Some goods can be produced easily, whilst others take a longer period of time. So those goods that take a longer period of time to produce are inelastic in supply, as they can't increase the supply in a short period of time. And those goods that can be produced in a short period of time are elastic because they will be able to respond to changes in price easily. So, like, as I said, if like in the short term, farmers, for example, can't respond to sudden increase in demand or like sudden changes in prices because crops take time to grow. But in the longer period of time, factors of production can be allocated to increase the supply of the onions or potatoes, whatever is being demanded, because when the demand is increasing, as we've learned in previous videos, the price will also increase. The amount of stock or the ability to store stock. If the price elasticity of supply is elastic, the more stock the firm will have, the easier it will be for the firm to respond to the changes in the price. So by this I mean to say, if it's kind of like, if you let's just think about our home circumstances. If guests come to our house and if like we have vegetables and like stuffs to make food for them, then we will be able to serve food and like give hospitality to them. But if we don't have much stock, and if it's like the end of month and we can't really buy stuff, and if we're like running out of vegetables or like good food, then we won't be able to provide really nice hospitality to them. It's kind of like that. So if the good is more elastic, then like elastic, again, it means that the producers are able to respond to the price changes very quickly. The good will be more elastic if there's more stock, like in the refrigerator or like the storeroom kind of thing. That's how I like to think of it. A good becomes inelastic if there's less stock in the firm, and it will be harder for the firm to respond to the changes in prices. It's kind of like the end of month circumstance. I just like to think like that, of like the circumstance, because economics can be related to real life. Level of spare capacity. Oh, okay, wait. Before I start, spare capacity to me in IGCSE sounded like stock, but it's not. Spare capacity here, we're talking of factors of production in the PPC or outside or inside the PPC. Let's talk about it. If the firm already has more factors of production that are not being used, then this would mean that if the prices go up, then the firm will be able to employ these to meet the demand, and vice versa. Can be done if the prices decrease, hence making the firm elastic in supply. If the firm has already employed all the factors of production, then it will be hard for the firm to respond to the changes in prices, as no more factors of production are left to respond to the changes in price, hence making the firm inelastic in supply. So what I'm trying to say is, if you guys don't know what a PPC is, please go check out my PPC video. But if we think about a PPC, if the firm's factors of production are in the PPC curve or on the PPC curve, then it means the firm is efficient, and the firm cannot respond to changes in price no matter what in the short term, for sure, because there's no more factors of production left to respond to changes in prices, to like make more goods and services. But if the firm is under the PPC, then there's a chance for firm to employ all the goods and all the factors of production and just changes in prices very quickly, hence making the firm elastic to the changes in prices. The mobility and the cost of factors of production. A firm becomes elastic if the factors of production are more mobile. Then the firm will be able to reallocate these resources into the area that is more required, the area where the prices are increasing. Therefore, it will make the firm more responsive to the changes in prices. But if the factors of production are not very mobile, then it will be harder for the firm to reallocate resources in the area of the firm where it's required. Therefore, less responsive to the changes in prices. Now, if you guys don't know what factors of production are, or like allocation, reallocation, and stuff like that, please go watch my factors of production video, PPC video, supply, demand, all of these videos. The concepts are very tied, just to make it more clear. So if the FOP or the factors of production are more mobile, then it is possible. So suppose, just to give you one example, suppose a worker is able to do both stitching of shirts and stitching of pants. And suppose currently the worker stitches pants, and in a month's time the price of shirts go up. Then of course the firm is going to like ask the worker to spend 20% of the time or like 40% of the time on doing pants, stitching pants, and like 80 to 60% of the time on stitching shirts, because that's going to give them more profit. That's kind of the idea of mobility of factors of production. And talking about the cost of the factors of production. Now, the cost of factors of production is basically how expensive it is to hire employees or like buy all of the other factors of production. If it's very expensive to buy factors of production, then the firm will be likely to be more inelastic or less responsive to changes in prices. And the firm is more elastic, it will mean that their cost of production or the amount of cost for them to buy their raw materials is lower. Hence, they can respond to the changes in prices to make their profits. So guys, that wraps it up for today. I hope I was able to help you all understand the concept of PPC. And if I was, please hit the like button, share this video with your friends and family, and also please subscribe to my channel, and also hit the bell icon right next to it so you'll be notified whenever a new video is posted. And also please follow me on Instagram, and I have also started another channel called Love Learn. I will also link that in the description box, where I have daily vlogs, study with me's. I plan to do that. And yeah, if you guys are interested watching that, please do so. And also I have an Instagram account, love_learn50. So if you guys fancy following that, please go check that out and follow me and support me there as well. Thank you so much. I really hope to see you guys soon. Please keep supporting. I am an IB, and it's very hard to be very active on a channel like this, because it's very hard to create content and put it out there, because it takes a lot of time and effort. But yeah, I really enjoy it. It's my passion. Thank you so much for supporting. See you soon in my next video. Until then, happy economics!